This is the video on TYS, topic 3, formula stoichiometry and the mole concept for combined science O-level chemistry. Okay, a 6 gram sample of pure carbon is completely burned in oxygen. Which mass of carbon dioxide is produced? So 6 gram pure carbon, carbon is C, burned in oxygen. Which mass of carbon dioxide? So you have to find out carbon dioxide. 6 gram of carbon, the information for carbon is given. Oxygen, there is no information given, only say burn in oxygen, but how much oxygen we don't know. So you have to, which means that we have to look at carbon and carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon is 6 gram, so write down 6 gram. Carbon dioxide, how much is the mass? So we have to look at carbon and carbon dioxide. What is the mole ratio? So again, mole ratio for carbon and carbon dioxide. What is a mole ratio? The first row always based on the balanced chemical equation, which is 1 mole and 1 mole. So 1 mole, 1 mole. That is the mole ratio. How about for the second row? The second row of the mole ratio is based on the information given in the question, 6 gram of carbon. So you have to find out 6 gram of carbon is how many mole. So in order to find out the number of mole of carbon, what you need to do is to take the ratio of the mass, which is 6 gram, divided by the AR for carbon, which is 12. So 0.5 mole. Okay? So 0.5 mole of carbon is being used. So 0.5 mole, which means that 0.5 mole of the carbon dioxide will be produced. Okay, 1 mole is to 1 mole, 0.5 mole is to 0.5 mole. So 0.5 mole of carbon dioxide will be produced, but the question wants mass. So the mass of carbon dioxide would be the number of mole, which is 0.5, times the MR for carbon dioxide. Carbon is 12, oxygen is 16, times 2, which is 22 gram. So the answer for the first question is B. Question number 2. The compound iron 2 sulfide contains iron and sulfur in proportion 7 gram of iron to 4 gram of sulfur. It is made by heating iron and sulfur together. So basically what the first sentence is saying, or I should say the first paragraph is saying is iron plus sulfur, you get iron 2 sulfide. Now how much of iron? 7 gram, because it says 7 gram of sulfur. How much of sulfur? 4 gram. So what do you think is the mass of iron 2 sulfide that is being formed? It must be 11 gram. Why? Because this is the only product, and because of the concept of the principle of conservation of mass, the mass will not just run away unless there is a gas being given off. Then possible the gas will be released and some mass is being lost. In this case, the question say this is the only product, iron 2 sulfide. Okay, so it's 11 gram. So 7 gram of iron reacts with 4 gram of sulfur, you get 11 gram of iron sulfide. Now, a powdered mixture of 7 gram of iron and 7 gram of sulfur is heated. No gases are released during the reaction, which means that you will get iron 2 sulfide as well. No other gases, nothing like carbon dioxide or oxygen is being released. What is present in the final mixture? 7 gram, 7 gram. 7 gram of iron only needs 4 gram of sulfur to react. If you have 7 gram of sulfur, which means that 3 gram of sulfur will be unreacted. Which means that after the reaction has complete, out of this 7 gram of sulfur, 3 gram would remain. So the mass of sulfur remaining at the end of the reaction will be 3 gram. Okay, how about the mass of iron? 7 react with 4. So you have 7, it will react with 4 as well. So all the iron would have reacted, will be 0. And then the mass of iron 2 sulfide that form, that is produced, will be 11 gram. Because 7, 4, 11. Okay, so this one will be 11 gram. So the answer is B. So for this question, it is very important to recognize that out of the 7 gram of sulfur, only 4 gram will react. The other 3 gram will still remain. It doesn't react, it won't fly away. So it will still remain at the end of the reaction. 3 gram of sulfur remain. Next question. Magnesium reacts with hydrochloric acid. What volume? Okay. What volume of hydrogen at room temperature and pressure is produced if 6 gram of magnesium reacts with an excess of the acid? So always identify the chemical that you want to look at the mole ratio. Volume of hydrogen. So you have to find out what is the volume of the hydrogen is produced if 6 gram of magnesium reacts with an excess of the acid. This is excess. Remember, when a substance is in excess, we don't look at it. No need to look at it. So you only look at magnesium and hydrogen. So again, mole ratio. Mole ratio of what? Magnesium and hydrogen. What is the mole ratio? 1 mole is to 1 mole. That is the first row based on the balanced chemical equation. The second row will be based on the information given in the question. So in this case, it's 6 gram of magnesium. So you have to ask yourself, 6 gram of magnesium is how many mole? So number of mole of magnesium, that would be the mass divided by the AR. AR for magnesium is, from the periodic table, 24, which is 0.25 mole. 0.25 mole. See, the mole ratio, 1 mole is to 1 mole. 0.25 mole will be 0.25 mole. So which means that 0.25 mole of hydrogen is produced. But the question wants volume. So what would be the volume of hydrogen? Remember, volume of any gas is 1 mole. 1 mole of any gas occupy 24 dm cube. So if you have 0.25 mole, that would occupy 6 dm cube. So the answer is 6. Next question. Okay, 20 cm cube of aqueous, 1 mole per dm cube lithium hydroxide exactly neutralizes 40 cm cube aqueous, 0.25 mole per dm cube. What is the formula for lithium sulfate? Now this question, you don't really need all this information. Lithium sulfate, you know what is the formula, because lithium is a metal, sulfate is a non-metal. So lithium, the lithium ion, the charge is Li+. Sulfate ion, you got to remember, it is SO2 negative 4. And then when you cross multiply, you will get Li2 SO4. So the answer is B. It is A. Li2 SO4. Question 5. Proton number of element X is 6. So proton number is the number of proton. Number of proton is the same as the number of electron if it is an atom. So you can write down the electronic configuration. If the number of electron is 6, it means that electronic configuration is 2, 4. And then Y would be 2, 7. So if it is 2, 4, that means it is group 4. It is a non-metal. This one is also a non-metal. What is the formula of the compound form between X and Y? So X is a non-metal, short of 4 electrons, needs to gain 4 more electrons in order to be stable, which means that X, when you draw the dot and cross diagram, it's going to be like this. Okay, this X needs to share 4 pairs of electron, right? So need to share 4 pairs of electrons. Okay, sorry, it's kind of small. And then this would be the Y. Y only needs to share 1 pair of electron because it is 2, 7, needs 1 more electron in order to be stable. So, which means that this is the dot and cross diagram. Which means that the formula of the compound will be XY4. So this question is actually a bonding question, not a mole concept question. Alright, for number 6, 25 cm cube of aqueous, 0.1 mole per dm cube hydrochloric acid exactly neutralizes 20 cm cube aqueous sodium hydroxide. The equation is for the reaction is given. Now the question 1, what is the concentration of the sodium hydroxide solution? Now this question, it's not easy. So what I'll do is, I need a bigger piece of paper to do this, and then I have to rewrite the chemical equation. Alright, so it says 25 cm cube of aqueous 0.1 mole per dm cube hydrochloric acid. So this is hydrochloric acid. So 25 cm cube, 0.1 mole per dm cube. Exactly neutralizes 20 cm cube of aqueous sodium hydroxide. This is 20 cm cube. I want to find the concentration of this. What is the concentration of this in mole per dm cube? Because all the answer is mole per dm cube. Now, so you have to know that when you multiply these two numbers together, so for example 25 cm cube, I change it to dm cube. So 25 over 1000, that would be 0.0025. Is it 0.0025? 25 divided by 1000, 25 divided by 1000, 0.025. 0.025 dm cube. So when you multiply these two numbers together, okay, 0.1 mole per dm cube. When you multiply these two numbers, what do you get? You get this dm cube will be cancelled off. You get mole. Okay? So when you multiply these two numbers together, you get mole. Which means that when you multiply these two numbers together, you get the number of mole for HCl. Okay? So number of mole HCl is 0.025 dm cube times 0.1 mole per dm cube, and that would give you 0.0025 mole. 0.0025 mole. Alright, that is for HCl. Now this question, you have to look at NaOH and HCl. So same thing, look at the mole ratio. The mole ratio between what? You have to look at the mole ratio between NaOH and HCl. Now again, first row of the mole ratio must be based on the balanced chemical equation, which is 1 mole, 1 mole. Second row of the mole ratio based on the information given in the question. So based on the information given in the question, we can multiply it together and we can get the number of mole of HCl, which is 0.0025 mole. Now the ratio is 1 mole is to 1 mole. So if you have 0.0025, this one must be 0.0025 mole. So we know 0.0025 mole of sodium hydroxide. What does the question want? The question wants the concentration of sodium hydroxide in mole per dm cube. Concentration mole per dm cube. Which means that you must know the number of mole of sodium hydroxide, which we already we want to find the number of mole of sodium hydroxide, which we already found out here. dm cube, this one you can change to dm cube. So what would be the concentration? Concentration of NaOH, number of mole, which is this one, 0.0025 mole, divided by the volume is 20 cm cube, but you have to change it to dm cube. So 20 divided by 1000. And then if you do it, you'll be able to find out that the answer is 0.125. Okay, 0.125, correct. So for this question, the moral of the story is, whenever you see volume and concentration, you can, concentration in mole per dm cube, you can multiply the volume and the concentration to give you the number of mole. And once you know the number of mole, you can use the mole ratio to solve it. This is the mole ratio. Next question. The relative atomic mass of nitrogen is 14 and the relative molecular mass of ammonium nitrate is 80. What is the percentage of nitrogen in ammonium nitrate? First of all, you need to know what is the formula for ammonium nitrate. Ammonium ion formula is NH4 plus, nitrate NO3 minus. So the charges are the same, so you just combine them together. This would be the formula for ammonium nitrate. What is the percentage of nitrogen? How many nitrogens are there? 2. So the percentage of nitrogen would be, how many nitrogen? 2 nitrogen. What is the AR for nitrogen? 14. Divided by the MR for the entire thing. So entire thing, nitrogen is 14. Hydrogen, there are 4 hydrogen, 4. Nitrogen is 14. Oxygen 16, there are 3 oxygen. Okay, 3 oxygen. And then times 100%. And if you work it out, the answer would be the answer will be 35%. So the answer is D. Anyway, the MR for ammonium nitrate, you don't need to work it out like this because the question already give it to you. Relative molecular mass of ammonium nitrate is 80, so that you can solve this question faster. So the question is trying to help you.